What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm Herbal, and I have with me my good buddy, my partner in crime. That's it.
Smellies.
Thank you.
Smellies.
You were supposed to say something there, and you did.
Yeah.
I'm happy you did. We have Smellies here, guys.
Glad to be here.
And we're here talking about a very controversial topic, you could say. I mean, I don't think it's controversial. We're talking about self-defense, in particular, um, one particular case of self-defense. I think it's a pretty clear-cut case, but this was a controversial case when it happened. Um, but I wanted to bring my good buddy Smellies here, and I just wanted to get started. What do you think is self-defense, Smellies? What is clear-cut self-defense?
I think legally, I'm not sure, but I think it's if you think you're in fear of your life, you have a legal right to defend yourself or even maim or kill someone in an attempt to save yourself, essentially. Or if you feel like your life is in jeopardy, I should say.
Yeah, and I mean we've had some pretty controversial self-defense cases, I would say, in the U.S. If you look at
I'd
people
agree.
like Michael Draka, if you look at people like George Zimmerman, um, you can see that you have a lot of situations where stand your ground is invoked. Some situations are a little more clear cut than others. Now, do you know what stand your ground is, Smellies?
All right, so stand your ground. I know it's a law that certain states have. Uh, I believe it has to do with um if someone is it if you're being assaulted, or is it if you're someone's breaking into your own home
So I think if
and like
somebody's breaking
is
into your home, that's considered the castle doctrine.
yeah, that's what I think I was getting confused with. Um, so stand your ground means it's.
Well,
I don't know.
stand your
Yeah, please explain.
ground takes away your duty to retreat. You no longer have a duty to retreat. You can stand
Okay.
your ground and then pull your weapon and then use that to defend
A
yourself.
duty to retreat. That's good
Right
to know.
now, in terms of self-defense, I think that is if you feel your life is in danger, you have the right to respond with legal force or with lethal force. Excuse me. And so, if you are being attacked, if you're being punched, kicked, by multiple men, if you're being assaulted, you can respond with your weapon. You know. Now we're about to watch a situation where um, multiple men approach a man at his house, uh, and it turns out some of them were armed. This man responded how he did, and it basically ruined his life. So let's get started.
On April 7th, 2021, just after midnight, in the town of Lake Park, Florida, the West Palm Beach Sheriff's Office received a chilling 911 call.
This is 911. Where's your emergency? We need ambulance. Where are you? I don't know. We're in North Lake, 40th Street, and Broadway? Broadway, yeah, 40th Street, Broadway. What's going on? We have someone who's shot. He's shot? Yes, he's not moving. Please. Please hurry.
The voice you've been listening to belongs to a 21-year-old man named Keyshawn Jones. As you just heard, Keyshawn just witnessed his friend being shot. The man firing the gun was none other than ex-NFL player Travis Rudolph. On the night before, the evening of April 6th, 2021, Travis and his girlfriend Dominique Jones, who is Keyshawn's sister, were engaged in a drinking game commonly referred to as Drunk Uno, and Travis was losing. Things took a turn for the worse when Dominique peeped at Travis's cell phone and found text messages with another woman named Kyla. The exchange that she found can be summarized by quoting one of the messages. "Your body is sexier than my girlfriend's." By quoting one of the messages. Your
Bruh. How the fuck do you get caught this hard, bruh? Like, oh man.
Yeah. Oof.
This is, look, I understand completely why she's mad. But also, don't go looking in a dude's phone unless you're trying to find something you don't want to find. Like, if there wasn't text messages, you would have been mad about him liking something. Or you would have been mad about why you got so many girls in your follows. Why you got so many girls messaging you. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't you actually talking to women, which is not a good thing. I'm not, saying that he should have talked to women. But how she responds to this is fucking insane. Okay? So yeah, if you're sending text messages like "your body is sexier than my girlfriend's" and you're not deleting the messages, I don't know. I mean, you must be a bad cheater. I'm not saying I'm a good cheater. I'm just saying that's something that you should probably do. The worst, incriminating, most hurtful messages you should probably make sure are deleted. And that's all.
Body is sexier than my girlfriend's.
Damn.
Dominique reacted to this conversation by throwing Travis's PlayStation to the ground, damaging his $72,000 black
She went
BMW
right for
and
the-
punching him several times in the face.
Open this door, bro, because it got me.
Bow.
Dominique, stop.
Who are you calling it, bruh?
Travis retaliated by pushing her to the ground on his front lawn. Moments later, a very erratic Dominique informed her brother Keyshawn what happened. Keyshawn responded over text, saying, "Travis is a dead man walking."
First of all, if a nigga's name is Keyshawn, that nigga definitely has like 3-4 felonies under his belt. That nigga's name was Keyshawn, just the name. Because it takes a special kind of hood nigga to name their kid Keyshawn.
To which Dominique replied, "Shoot his shit up." Not long after, Keyshawn and 3 of his friends showed up at Travis's home at 550 Teak Drive in Lake Park, Florida. His friends were Christopher Lowe, Tyler Robinson, and Sebastian Jean-Jacques. Travis and his brother Daryl answered the door, and a fight quickly broke out.
Who is it? Travis at?
The 2 brothers were outnumbered, so Travis retreated back inside. This is where things get ugly. When Travis went back outside, he was now holding an assault rifle. As they attempted to flee the scene, Travis fired dozens of rounds at the group's black Cadillac. Within moments, Keyshawn dialed 911, bringing us right back to the call at the beginning of this video.
911, where's your emergency? We need ambulance. All right, no problem. Travis Rudolph.
Travis Rudolph shot at him?
Yes.
Bruh, see, don't you love this shit? I really love you. A hood nigga. You the hoodest nigga ever, bruh. I got you, sis. Don't even worry about it. You and your niggas show up with guns. Oh, he has a bigger gun? No, 911. Oh
Did
my
they have
god.
guns, bro?
Oh, yeah, they had guns. They threw one of them in the thing. They each, bruh, yeah, they had guns. You'll see. But the whole deal is you're such a hood nigga until, oh, he has a bigger gun. No. Bruh,
Dude, I think anyone faced with like their like a good friend bleeding out in the backseat of your car is gonna sound a little less than 100%.
But like,
especially on a 911 call.
If you had to plan, hey, bruh, bring your pipe, bruh. Me, we gotta go fuck this nigga up, bruh. He put hands on so and so. All right, word, say less. Who else coming? We got so and so and so and so. So it's 4 niggas. You showed
It's
up
ready
with
to
4
go with
niggas,
that
bruh.
AK,
They didn't come
though.
out with the gun to begin with. They were getting their ass whooped first. You know what I mean? They were getting their fucking ass whooped. Specifically looking for something. Okay? And they found it. It's not, I don't know. And I'm supposed to be an asshole about it. I'm supposed to fucking feel sorry. I feel no sympathy. I feel zero sympathy. Shoot his shit up and then y'all show up with guns? Come on, bro. And y'all
Wait, who shot his shit up?
That's what they said. He's a dead man walking, and she responded, "Shoot his shit up." And then they're trying to play the victim card, like, "Oh no, we were just, we were victims." Nigga, what? No, you were why were you guys at his house? Why did you guys park around the corner? Why did you guys not, why did you guys have weapons on you?
So you think they came trying to kill him?
Oh, 100%. Like, you'll see. It was, yeah.
And why didn't they shoot him right when he came to the door?
They started whooping his ass right when he came to the door.
Yeah, but they walked away and then let him go back inside the house. I'm just playing that devil's advocate.
They didn't walk away and let him go back inside the house. His brother was out there fighting them too. And then when they saw him go back in the house and saw him coming back out, they knew he was coming out with a weapon. So that's when they started backing away. But they still had the guns pointed at him.
But the question remains: why didn't they shoot him the second they saw him?
Well, they put hands on him the second they saw him.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's. I'm just saying that doesn't like. I'd say the text messages are much more incriminating than.
Then like somebody comes out and as soon as they see you, they start whooping you, punching you, kicking you. It's like me and you fighting off these guys, and then you get to a point where the guy that you're fighting is like focused on me for a second, and you're able to escape back into the house. And
I know. I'm just creating what do they say?
Reasonable doubt.
Plausible. Yeah.
Or
reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
Or that's the one.
But still, it's their actions in general. Even especially the text message before, but it's their actions during the fight that shows that there was lethal intent.
I don't know.
Like, you know, hey, bro, it's bro. You'll see. Watch.
Came outside with the gun and shot at him. Shot at us. He shot at all of us.
Okay, but where did that happen? You guys drove to this location?
We came to talk to him. He came outside trying to fight. We were trying to get to the car. And he went back into the house, got a gun, came outside. We were in the car driving away, and he started to shoot at us.
Okay. Now, how many other people are with you right now?
Two, and my son, he was with us. I don't know where he's at. He drove away as soon as he started shooting. Yes, please, please.
Okay, you to the police?
Right here. He's in the back here. Oh my God, I love you, bro. I love you.
At the same time as this call, dispatch also received several calls from neighbors to report the gunfire.
911, what's your emergency?
All right.
I'm just saying. You brought.
What
this
happens
nigga,
if you had a sister and she called you saying, "This guy, he punched me, he shoved me to the floor, called me a bitch, he was cheating on me"? I mean, I don't think you're gonna. I mean, I just know you, Herbal. I feel like you'd be hot-headed enough to go try to do something.
If this dude came out and y'all were throwing hands and it was two of y'all niggas, right? And y'all were just throwing hands, and then he came and pulled a gun and then killed you, that's some bitch ass nigga shit. If you show up with 4 dudes jumping this guy, right, instantly, and like 3 of you guys have guns, and then once his brother is there, once shit starts getting hectic, and he escapes inside the house and comes out holding a gun, and then so you see he got a gun, so you pull your gun to shoot him, and then he shoots you niggas, fuck you.
I'm just saying, like in the rules of like warfare and shit, like generally you have to wait to be shot at to like, or at least like you can't just go around preemptive. I get where you're coming from. I'm just trying to play that.
You don't have a duty to retreat if you're at your house.
It is. You're true. You're right. That is Florida.
That some nigga showed up to with a gun, and you're like, oh, you have to wait for him to point it at you, after he was just kicking you in the face. What?
I don't know. Was any of them drawn?
Fuck you. Oh yeah, it was drawn. It was in their hands. It was in the nigga Sebastian's hands when he died. They pulled it and threw it in the fucking bushes. And then the other ones had guns, and they were like, well, why'd you bring pistols? And they were like, oh, well, I don't know. Watch, you'll see. They break all of this shit down. But the way they try to play it off now is that they're so innocent. Which is, I mean, I guess that's natural. You're trying to tell your side of the story first. But the way they try to play it off is like they're so innocent.
I don't know. That tells me the way they try to play it off, if they really believe that they're innocent, despite, you know, the circumstances, that tells me that they weren't really going to kill him. They just wanted to, like, you know, beat the shit out of him and scare him.
Once you have a dude that's like almost
why else would you play it like that? Why would your first call be to garner? They're not like masterminds, Herbal. They obviously didn't think this was going to happen like this. They didn't have like a plan going forward.
Why not pull up in front of his house? Why pull over around the corner on the side where he could?
Because they're trying to be intimidating.
No, if you're pulling around the side, it's so that nobody knows.
I don't know. You can't suppose like that though. You can't say like, well, because they pulled up around the side of the building. That's irrefutable evidence that they.
It's not irrefutable. It's irrefutable evidence that they didn't want to be seen, right? They were
right, which there could be. Okay, they're going there to accost a man. Of course, they didn't want to.
Yeah, but being intimidating means being seen and being heard and being scary, right? But like not being seen means that you're coming to do
No,
something.
that's not that. I mean, that's tenuous at best. You couldn't you couldn't indict like someone on
But
based on.
if you have a group of guys go into a guy's house with weapons,
I grant you. I'm just saying, like, if you're trying to prove murder one, which is kind of what we're arguing about right
and
now.
you have text messages saying, "I want to go." Yeah, if they killed this guy, it would have been murder one, because they have the intent, which is her messaging him, "Oh, he's a dead man walking. Go shoot his shit up." So you show up with 4 guys with guns to do what?
If they were on trial for that, and I was the defense lawyer, I would say that these people were trying to intimidate them, despite the text messages. You can,
But if
can
you're
tell
if you're
because they
dealing
didn't
with a
show them.
dead body, though, well, no, because you're the defense. Are you the defense lawyer for this particular case, or the one where they shoot and kill the guy?
No, because then I imagine it's not Keyshawn who's on trial. It's the guy who shot him, right? That's the only way that would go on.
Because one of the guys did die here, though.
Right, and I
Travis
assume
did
they
kill one of
they try to sue him for it or do something about it.
Well, yeah, he's getting criminally prosecuted. You'll see. Watch, you'll see.
Okay.
I love you.
At the same time as this call, dispatch also received several calls from neighbors to report the gunfire.
911, what's your emergency?
I just heard a ton of shots behind me. I just heard shots fired.
It sounded like 10 gunshots.
It's a guy out here saying that he's just been shot.
Police were immediately dispatched to both the location of the Cadillac as well as Travis's home. Starting with the location of the vehicle, police were met by 3 people: Keyshawn, Chris, and Sebastian. Keyshawn and Chris were unharmed, but tragically, Sebastian had succumbed to his gunshot wounds and was pronounced dead upon arrival. An autopsy later determined that he had been shot 10 times.
Yo. Look at the lighting. Okay.
His last name is
Your boys.
Meanwhile, near the Rudolph residence, police found...
Okay, I know I'm supposed to be taking a dab right now, but good, nigga. Like, are you serious? You fucking play stupid games, you win stupid fucking prizes. Oh, I went to his house with a bunch of dudes with guns because we were trying to intimidate him. And if he comes out with an AK and starts killing y'all, I mean, what is he supposed to do? You guys are going to his house, and not even just intimidate. You guys were already whooping his ass. You guys were already punching, kicking, stomping. There was 4 of you guys. There was 2 of them. Like, are you kidding me? And then now all of a sudden it's like, oh, it really sucks that these guys got shot.
I don't disagree with you, Herbal, but I have to bemoan any loss of life. It's tragic.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Why would you do that shit? Why would you think it was even cool to go to some dude's fucking house and try to fucking...
Because his sister came up with a story that she was assaulted. That's why.
Bruh. So you're saying a lot of this is on his sister?
I'd say, yeah, probably. I mean, do you disagree?
No, I agree. So you're saying that if somebody should be prosecuted...
I don't know if she should take all the blame, but she should definitely take some... Or I mean, I don't know if there's, like, criminal charges you can be brought up for, but maybe we'll put the shame. Use the shame.
Tyler seriously injured by 3 gunshot wounds. He was transported to the hospital where he was kept in stable condition. Travis was arrested and taken into custody. He was held without bond at the Palm Beach County Jail. Although he insisted that Tyler and Sebastian had pulled their guns on them first and that he acted in self-defense, he was promptly charged with 1 count of first-degree murder and 3 counts of attempted first-degree murder using a firearm.
Former Florida State University football player Travis Rudolph is now facing charges of first-degree murder and attempted murder. Palm Beach County deputies say the 25-year-old was identified as a suspect after 2 people were shot shortly after midnight in the Lake Park area. 1 man died. The other was taken to the hospital for treatment. Rudolph was arrested shortly after.
Back at the crime scene a couple of hours earlier, Detective Emily Vanderlaan of the West Palm Beach Sheriff's Office led the homicide investigation with a team of over 50 police officers. Keyshawn and Chris immediately admitted to the police that Dominique told them of a physical altercation she had with Travis earlier that evening, which is what prompted the visit to Travis's home to confront him. They alleged that upon arriving at Travis's front door, Travis and Daryl physically attacked them. As the altercation escalated, Travis ran inside the house, grabbed a gun, and opened fire. Both Keyshawn and Christopher however, maintained that they were unarmed during the incident.
It's important for us to know where it happened. Where did this occur?
Travis Rudolph's house.
What is Travis Rudolph's house? Who's that?
Travis was my sister's ex-boyfriend.
So tell me what happened.
Went to the house and talked to Travis.
Okay.
He came outside trying to argue. We're not trying to argue with him.
Okay.
We're on our way out. We get to the car. He runs back in the house, grabs his gun, comes down and starts shooting at us while we're trying to leave. We got to his house, knocked on his door. He just came out with aggression, anger, energy, trying to fight. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. We didn't have no guns. It was quiet until he...
So their story is, oh, we heard about him physically assaulting my sister, so all four of us went to his house just to talk to him. And he came out angry, just him and his other friend. They were outnumbered, but he came out angry, wanting to fight those four guys. And we weren't trying to fight, so we walked away. And then he ran back inside and grabbed his gun and started shooting. That's the story that they want them to believe. That doesn't even sound right. What?
He came into the street, and then I heard gunshots. It wasn't no shots from us, and then he's shooting. Keyshawn gets in the driver's seat. Sebastian hops in the front seat, and I ran and I jumped in the back. And then I started hearing shots ringing, do. So then that's when I ducked down in the back right seat, and then there's just shots coming through the car windows right next to me. I don't know. I heard Sebastian say, he said, I'm hit.
Along with the statements from Keyshawn and Chris that night, detectives were able to record an interview with Tyler, who was still at the hospital and had just woken up from surgery. In Tyler's statement to the police, he reported that Travis had shot at him, hitting him in the back as he tried to flee from the vehicle. He also stated that he and his friends did not bring a firearm.
Mr. Tyler, just explain to me what occurred tonight.
There was an argument between my sister, Dominique, and her boyfriend. This isn't my blood sister. This is like my best friend's sister. She's basically my sister as well. He put his hands on her. So we went over there to talk about what happened. And
those two guys got into a physical altercation.
Yes, sir. Everyone's fighting, and then finished fighting. Her boyfriend ran into the house and grabbed like a big gun. I just hear bullets hitting everywhere. And he's just chasing me, screaming, he's gonna kill me. I was running for my life.
Tyler's story changed a couple of hours later after police had found a gun discarded in a bush near Travis's home.
Yeah, no, we didn't have any guns. You thought we wouldn't find that shit? Really? And he like, and then we heard bullets. Just nigga, what? Bruh, y'all show up armed, ready. Y'all specifically, whether you want to whoop his ass or whatever, bruh. If there's a group of 4 niggas coming to my house to whoop my ass and I have a gun, I'm shooting those niggas. So I should just allow them to come to my house, beat my ass, right? Decide whether they want to leave me just my ass beat or fucking kill me, right? No. Fuck you, okay? Get shot multiple times.
So you'd have, I'm just asking, not judging, but you wouldn't lose any sleep over shooting a man in the back?
If I had just gotten, if he had just fucking curb stomped me and they had guns, no.
But then he was leaving.
No, I'd kill that nigga. I'd shoot that nigga in the back of the head and then again 3 more times in the back. Fuck you. What?
Right.
Yeah. No fucking qualms. He just fucking stepped on my fucking face. But, I should fucking know, nigga. What? Now you're running away because you see that I have the gun? No. Yeah, you're getting fucking domed. Your friend's getting domed. All of them are getting domed. Like,
those are pretty hard fucking words, Herbal.
They came to my house to beat my ass.
I'm just saying you gotta be able to back that shit up if you know it comes.
They're the ones that started the whole thing.
I'm not defending them. I'm just saying you sound like you're fucking Rambo right now.
I really don't. Rambo is like, yeah, I defend my nation. If I'm fucking walking down the street and niggas can get the bullets anywhere. If I'm in my house, in my space of peace, and niggas are like, oh yeah, we're going to kick the shit out of that fat nigga for whatever reason, and I'm just supposed to sit here and be like, okay, guys, we're going to fight fair. Okay. No, bro, you're coming to my house to do me harm. I'm putting bullets in you. That's, what? How is that even, like, a question? How is that even like, well, that might not be the good thing to do? They're coming to my house to do me harm. What should I do?
I'm not saying you're wrong, Herbal. I'm just saying, like, you're talking about killing 4 people, like it's gonna be easy to both do and then to live with. I'm just saying, even if you're right, 100% right, it still sucks, man. It's like a hard thing to do to have to like kill 4 people and then live with it.
Under certain circumstances,
I think even even soldiers who are told by their government this is the most glorious thing in the world to do and go out and kill people, they still struggle with it, and they're trained, psychologically trained to be okay with it.
A soldier,
like,
but
you're just some guy.
If those same soldiers
that's
are
the
being
only
attacked,
point I'm trying to make.
If those same soldiers are being attacked, then they're not.
I don't
like,
think PTSD chooses sides like that. I don't think it's like only the people who, like if you get attacked in the war zone, you're totally psychologically okay then. Like I'm not
saying you're totally psychologically okay, but what I'm saying is there's a different scenario where like your government is like, you need to wipe these people out. They don't know that you're coming. You're coming in the cover of darkness, and you're doing it for America, son. You're awesome, and you fucking sneak in and start fucking sniping. Wait,
bro,
let me finish.
You're making an extreme case, though. There's cooks with PTSD. But you don't have to be a black ops sniper.
No, but what you're saying is like, you're saying people have the like people who go to war, right? And they do things, and you're like, oh, what you're doing is for the good of America. That's literally what you said, right? That they're being told that the people that they killed. So, okay, but listen, but what I'm saying is, do you think you need that speech for killing somebody that's attacking you? Do you think the person that's being attacked needs the speech like, you're killing this person for the good of America? No, your instincts automatically take over. The person that's attacking me, I'm attacking them, right? If you're getting a speech, let me finish.
No.
If you're getting a speech of that nature saying, the lives you take, just remember that what you're doing is for the good of America, and the lives you take are for the good of America, that means you're probably killing people that might fucking strike some checks in the moral compass. You know what I mean? People,
maybe.
but that's literally yes, because you wouldn't be getting that speech otherwise. You wouldn't, as a soldier, need to be pumped up
dude,
to try to
think
kill
about
somebody
World War
that's killing
II. Do you think people like fucking hesitated to think like the Japanese were the bad guy after Pearl Harbor? They were worse. That like you could not get a more moral justification than enlisting for war and fighting in the Pacific. Like but regardless of how justified these people are, the act of violence can be like fucking like it sucks. It sucks to like have to do that, even if you're like, especially if you're like a normal person, like to have to be that endangered, to kill that people and then have to like live with that essentially.
So
I'm not saying you should like lose sleep like thinking about what you did was good or not. You defended yourself. Like, of course, what you did is fine. I'm just saying it's like it's awful to be in that and that's why I'm paused. Like when you like go on your spiel about like of course I'd go bam bam and like yeah, but I don't know, man. I wouldn't be like.
It's not saying.
I'd be hesitant. I'd be really hesitant.
I would just go bam, bam. It's like if you were attacking your own home, right? And you were literally just pulled out of your own home and fucking curb stopped, and they kicked you there laughing, kicking you, fucking punching you, kicking you. They take a gun. They take a gun out, start putting it in your fucking face. They kick you, and then you fucking eventually escape, right? Because like I come outside, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I start pushing this one dude. They start fucking doing the same shit to me. You escape for a little bit, go in, grab a gun, and come out shooting, and you're like, look, man, I don't know if I might hesitate because, and they start running away.
I might, because for the same reason they teach trigger discipline and checking targets and all these things in gun safety is like, I don't know, is there a point where it's like,
them have the gun, though, right? You see them have the gun. The only reason why you're escaping is because...
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying the correct decision isn't to shoot them. The correct decision probably, I'm no firearms / like, I've never been trained for battle, but
to even shoot them is what will get everybody killed.
But that's the argument in this case, is that there was cause for hesitation because it probably would. I mean, unless you're saying they were like seconds away from using those guns to kill that man.
They had the guns out and they were taunting them while they were like fighting.
Yeah, you're probably right, but I haven't watched enough of the video.
That's the whole thing, and then they call in and they're like, oh. We're such the victims. We didn't have any guns. And y'all just threw them in the fucking side of the fucking thing. Like, come on, dude. And then everybody's like, oh, we just came to talk. And then the other guy who didn't get the briefing because he was in the hospital was like, nah, we was whooping his ass. And then he went and got a gun. And then, he didn't say whooping his ass. They were fighting. But there's 4 of them and 2 of the other guys. You know what I mean? It's not like this is a fair fight going on.
honestly, it's one of those things I'd love to hear like a podcast about, or this essentially.
This is
just
the
keep
podcast
watching.
about this
Yeah.
nigga. What the fuck are you talking about? Like this is 100% the podcast.
We've just
about
been
this.
talking the whole fucking
Check it
time.
out, HerbalCast, baby, on all major platforms.
Found a gun discarded in a bush near Travis's home. He admitted that the men had brought it with them and that he was the one carrying it.
What happened with your gun?
I know I was gonna have to either talk to the police, and I didn't want to have a gun on me and worsen the situation. So when I jumped over the gate, I literally just took my gun out of my pocket and dropped it on the floor right there. But prior to that, I didn't pull my gun out at all.
Discovering another firearm added some credibility to Travis's self-defense claim. However, police were still uncertain who to believe and continued to piece together the events of that night. After obtaining a search warrant for Travis's residence, officers conducted a search that spanned the entire property.
Sheriff's office. Chat box. Sheriff's office. Anybody here?
During this search, they uncovered 2 firearms, a semi-automatic pistol and what seemed to be the AR-15 style rifle that he was seen carrying on the doorbell camera. Also, 39 shell casings were found about 100 yards away from his home, suggesting that Travis walked a significant distance as he shot at the vehicle. Again, the officers found themselves with conflicting evidence. Could it really be self-defense?
Wait. How far away was that? Was it something like just a 70 yards or something?
Suggesting that Travis, 39 shell casings were found about 100 yards away from his home.
That's 100 yards, a football field.
Suggesting that Travis walked a significant distance as he shot at the vehicle. Again, the officers found themselves with conflicting evidence. Could it really be self-defense, since Travis opened fire after the men had traveled so far away?
You can see why they
Or
arrested
was
him,
Travis
at
just
least, right?
angry and
Because
pursued them as they left?
the
These
stories
seem to
they
be the
spun
main
pretty
questions
quickly
that
were
detectives were
really
asking.
sympathetic.
On April 15th,
I can understand if it's found 100 yards away. It's like you were definitely following these niggas. But yeah, I can see.
I honestly I don't know if he should. Is this? I'm not. I keep interrupting shit. It's just gonna explain anyways.
Oh yeah, bro. Don't worry. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get to what happens. We're gonna get to how it all unfolds. Don't worry. There will be a nice little bow at the end of this.
I hope so.
Is it cake that gets the bow?
Bow.
There's gonna be a
Maybe?
nice little bow at the end of this cake.
Yes.
You'll see.
8 days after the shooting, law enforcement invited Dominique to the police station for an interview. She was questioned by the detective about her relationship with Travis and the events leading up to the shooting. She stated that she did not intend for Travis to be harmed and considered the Rudolphs as family.
Miss Jones, can I just have you raise your right hand? Do you swear that everything you're going to say is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Travis slammed me twice. I'm a 190-pound football player.
So after you calmed down,
that was on
did you
her,
have a
man.
discussion with Keyshawn or
started
Tyler or
attacking
any
him.
of the 4 who ended up going to Travis's house?
Keyshawn said he was going to speak with Travis, so I knew his intentions were to go over there and speak and have a conversation because they do have a relationship.
Did you speak to him at all about whether or not he was bringing a gun?
There wasn't an actual conversation, but when you carry a gun on you, you can visually see it. I can clearly see he didn't have any type of weapon on him.
Okay. And did you have any conversations with Tyler or Chris or Sebastian about them bringing a gun or no?
No, not at all.
Did you say anything to Tyler after that about bringing a gun, physically harming him, anything like that?
No, I didn't tell anyone to bring a gun to his house.
And was
These
your
people have to
intent
know there's
in asking
evidence,
them
right?
to go to Travis?
It's ridiculous because then she's like, watch, you'll see. But later on, she's like, well, no, I mean, I might have said that, but you know, and then I might have deleted the messages, but it wasn't to hide the evidence. It was just to not make me look bad. That's what she said, bruh. Like this bitch is dumb. But watch, you'll see.
Travis's house to shoot him, harm him, kill him, anything along those lines?
Not at all. I love Travis. Me and Travis are in a relationship.
It turns out that not only did Dominique send the text message that we showed you earlier, but she also deleted them immediately after finding out that Sebastian had passed away.
I was very upset during the time. It was a very heated altercation that me and him got into. When I got back into my vehicle, I texted my brother and Tyler in a group chat, shoot his shit up.
You did mention that since sending that text message where you said shoot his shit up,
yes,
that you have since deleted it.
Correct.
When did you delete it?
I believe like a few days after everything had occurred, I believe like a day or two, I ended up deleting it because I realized that could look a certain type of way. I realized like that could make me look or portray me in a certain type of way that were never my intention. So it was just an impulse to delete it.
So I just wanted to hide the evidence that I specifically told them to shoot his shit up. Not, because I didn't say it. I did. But I realized it made me look bad. You're not supposed to say that out loud to the cop. That, yeah, I hid the evidence because it made me look bad. My bad. I'm sorry. Dumb bitch. Dumb fucking bitch. But she doesn't get any charges. I'll spoil that for you. There are no charges brought up against her at all.
Even though she kind of incited the whole thing.
Yep. Nothing brought up against her in any kind of way.
I'm not hiding anything. That's why I'm having a conversation with you as of right now. But after Sebastian passed away, I just didn't want it to look a certain type of way.
Surprisingly, following this interview, Dominique Jones was not charged and was free to go. Travis, however, was held behind bars until a bail or bond negotiation could be met. During that time, his name was plastered all over the news. Usually his name would appear on sports channels like ESPN, but now his life was front and center on channels like Court TV. For those who don't know, at one point in his life, Travis Rudolph was on his way to becoming a household name. During his college football run, Travis was rated as a 5-star recruit and was ranked as the #1 receiver in his class. He was signed to the New York Giants in late
It's just a little Travis dick sucking here.
2017, where he played for 2 seasons. In 2018, Travis was drafted to the Miami Dolphins practice squad, but on his first day of practice, he accidentally tore his right ACL. Unfortunately, this injury led to him being unable to continue his contract. In 2020, after recovering from his injury, Travis was signed to the Canadian Football League's Winnipeg Blue Bombers. But at the time of the
Bruh, imagine going from the fucking Miami Dolphins to the Winnipeg Football League, nigga. They don't even like football like that in Canada. Look at how
I think the
skinny
football
this nigga's
players,
arms are.
they see it as like an opportunity to show their stuff, so maybe the NFL will take them back. Because that sometimes does happen. Like if you're like really badass in the Canadian system or something.
Oh, yeah, nigga, I'm tearing it up in Winnipeg, nigga. Fuck you. It's like, you okay? You're like, what? I feel like I can lightweight go to the Winnipeg Football League and just start dominating. I feel like it would be like a rough start, but I'd be able to catch up after like a month of just fucking exercising and playing football with these assholes.
The shooting, he was waiting for the post-quarantine season to begin. The shooting led to Travis being released by the Bombers before ever stepping foot on the field. But at this point, many wondered if there was even enough evidence to convict him in the court of public opinion. Sure, there was some pretty damning video evidence, but the circumstances were definitely questionable. And to anybody that knew him well, this behavior was very out of the ordinary. Many of his friends and neighbors would go on to participate in news interviews just to support him and to express their disbelief regarding his arrest. Take this woman, for example, who Travis lived next door to growing up. Her name is Irene, and she was in complete shock when she heard the news.
Irene Malenga says she has known Travis since he was a boy in this Lake Park neighborhood.
Every night he played right out there in that corner, practicing to fulfill his dream.
Many here, though, say they believe Rudolph may have felt threatened and tried to protect his mother and brother in the house.
I can tell you this young man is honorable and caring and just a good young man, There's something wrong here. Something doesn't add up. Something is missing. I'm telling you, something is missing.
She doesn't see the extra. There's an extra addition of a treacherous bitch into the mix. And that's where it just kind of like, oh, I can see. Where it's usually, it's like there's a straight arrow, you're heading to the thing, and then treacherous bitch just shows up with good pussy and bad intentions. And then guess what happens? That arrow that was so straight is all crooked now, heading to the wrong spot, hitting the wrong area, okay? And then you know what? And you know what the treacherous bitch is doing? She's just plucking feathers out this arrow because she's like, they look good in my hat. And so now the fucking arrow can't even fly no more because he got half of his arrows, he got half of his feathers taken out. But he like, it's good. You know, my wood is still strong. like the fucking oak, right? And then she's like, I need some of that wood to walk on to make shoes that are stable. And then so now half of your wood is gone. And so you ain't got no wood and no arrows. And so then you like, you know what, this woman is no good for me. But she already got your wood and your feathers, okay? So what's happening? You trying to go talk to these other bitches, and they're like, I don't want this arrow that ain't got no fucking wood and ain't got no feathers. And you like, no, I had the feathers. You gotta see. You gotta try to grow your feathers back, right? But you can't grow those feathers back, because this bitch is out here fucking taking all the growth shit away. And then now, you know what? You try to get the wood back, but you can't take the wood back because this bitch got you kicked out of all the gyms in the fucking... I'm sorry. Anyway.
At a moment.
Free my nigga Travis.
On top of his neighbors supporting him, Travis seemed to make an impact on people everywhere he went. For instance, on December 14th, 2016, he and his FSU teammates made a memorable visit to Montford Middle School in Tallahassee, Florida. During their visit, he left a lasting impact on a young boy with autism, a moment that went viral on social media.
We were sitting by himself. I had got some pizza, and I asked him, can I sit down with him? He said, sure, why not? And we went from there, started a great conversation.
Leah cheers on her son every day. She wrote she had tears streaming down her face when her friend sent her this picture. Travis says he appreciates the opportunity to connect with the community.
Those kids, they really do look up to us, and I remember being in that position just not too long ago, and I feel like one person can make a difference, and maybe I'm that difference.
The positive moments in Travis's life became frozen in time on April 7th, 2021 as a...
Could you imagine he saw all of these people when he was running out with the assault rifle, and they were all telling him to shoot true? They were like, kill all them niggas, Travis! Kill all them niggas!
No, run! You gotta make sure they all die. Run into the street. Yeah.
Are you gonna let them go, Travis? They'll just come back, Travis, every time. You can't let them escape. Meanwhile, they're like, this nigga's like a beast. He's sprinting and shooting at the same time.
Fucking Terminator.
Bruh, he keeps shooting the same nigga over and over. That's what it sounds like.
No, it does.
He got hit once on the way to the car, got in the car, and then just like, he's like, I just had one good shot at like the back right, and then I just was fucking that spot up. And then just like they were like, they fucking on the phone like, yeah, this nigga. He's like, come on, bro, you gotta come back. This nigga got shot 10 times with an assault rifle, so he's not even close to even breathing, moving. He's got his eyes open. And he's like, no, nigga, you gotta come back, nigga. Come on, Gene. It's like, nigga, what? Are you mad because you called him? You didn't realize you were dealing with the black Terminator, the nigganator? He was like, yeah, nigga, you don't realize, nigga. And then just pop, 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 pop. Bruh, I'm just saying. Man, that one nigga did get shot like 10 times, though, bruh.
A darker side was now becoming public. The main question now was whether or not Travis was a cold-blooded killer. The Rudolph family declined to provide any statements about the events of that evening. However, Travis's mother did say that her son acted in self-defense. On March 8th,
it's like, I feel like I'd be a cold-blooded killer too if niggas came to my house with you know, even malicious intent. Like, fucking kidding me?
2022, Travis's defense team filed a motion to request the dismissal of the case based on Florida's Stand Your Ground law, which allows the use of deadly force in self-defense.
Travis Rudolph is claiming
law, which
to prevent imminent death, great bodily harm, or to prevent the commission of a forcible felony. It's probably the last one, right?
Well,
prevent the commission of a forcible felony, because they were assaulting him, and that's a felony. Great bodily harm.
I thought it took away, there was no duty to retreat. Usually there's a duty to retreat if you have a firearm, and if you cannot retreat, then you can use your firearm, right? But with Stand Your Ground, they take away the duty to retreat. So even if you do have the ability, like, oh, you didn't have to shoot them, you could have just ran away, then you can say, no, I was standing my ground. I don't have a duty to retreat if it's in a Stand Your Ground state. At least that's what I always thought. So, I always thought that stand your ground, you had a duty not to retreat, but a duty to, or it took away your duty to retreat. Like you didn't have to retreat because normally, if you can't retreat and they're still attacking you, then you can pull your gun and shoot them, right?
Okay.
I mean, if some dude is coming at you with a knife and you're like in a fucking bathroom stall and you can't fucking get away, then you can shoot him with your fucking gun. But if you're in like a fucking alleyway and some dude has a knife and he's running at you, then you have to run away. You can't just shoot him. Although I don't know if you'll be prosecuted necessarily, but or maybe you can shoot him. I don't know. I think because I think you do have to have a duty to retreat. Because I know it's not as simple as if somebody's like if somebody breaks into my house. If I catch somebody breaking into my car, I can't just shoot them. You know what I mean? I can't even set up a booby trap to where if they don't know how to open my trunk the proper way, then the booby trap will come out and hurt them, right? Because I can't set traps or anything to try to catch thieves or anything like that. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like you should be able to do that. I should be able to booby trap my fucking toolbox. And if a nigga breaks into it, he gets his fingers chopped off. That's just my opinion. Okay.
You that sounds so fucking personal.
Yeah, I've gotten tools stolen a bunch of times, Smullies. Okay, it's not my fault that I would wish to take these niggas' hands. Okay, just take them away from them.
Which allows the use of deadly force in self-defense.
Travis Rudolph is claiming the stand your ground defense. He testified today that he did what he had to do that night to protect his life and the life of his mother and brother when several men came to their home and attacked them. Rudolph says the men came to his door around 12 midnight. Rudolph says one of them punched him. Then a brawl began. The men were kicking and punching both him and his brother, telling them, "You're going to die tonight." Rudolph says two of the attackers had guns, so Rudolph testified that he grabbed an AR-15 pistol that he keeps in his bedroom for personal protection. He says he went outside and fired 39 shots.
When you're facing two guns, you know, after everything that played through and lights off and everything, I'm in fear of me and my brother's life. So at that time, I had the right to defend myself.
Circuit Judge Jeffrey Gillen denied the request, leaving a panel of jurors in charge of determining whether or not Travis killed Sebastian to protect himself. If convicted of first-degree murder, Travis would be sentenced to life in prison. At 27 years old, Travis had already accomplished more than a vast majority of the population. He's undoubtedly felt the highest of the highs, along with the lowest of the lows. A man who once had it all now sits on the sidelines as the justice system determines his fate. A month after his dismissal was denied, Travis was released on bond after paying $160,000. He was required to remain on house arrest. On Wednesday, May 24th, 2023, the trial of Florida versus Travis Rudolph began. In the prosecution's opening statement, they explained to the jury that Travis had unnecessarily pursued his adversaries after they had already fled from his house, meaning that it was no longer self-defense.
A German poet back in the French Revolution once said that murder begins when self-defense ends.
First of all, look, as a nigga that is hairline challenged myself, I can't fucking talk. But, bruh, it looks like, man, have you ever seen where there's like a bunch of spider webs on a field and you light it and then it just burns away and whoosh? It looks like somebody did that to the whole front half of his hair, bruh. It looks like he doesn't have any fucking hair, bruh. Like, how the fuck do you lose the first half of the war of baldness? And you're just like, it's cool, nobody's gonna notice. Bruh, you gotta go gracefully into that bald night. I don't care how strong it is behind the hairline. You're like,
it is strong.
It's strong behind the hairline. It's like, it's almost like somebody took the hairline on like Photoshop and just fucking made it real life.
Like just erased the first like inch.
It looks like somebody photoshopped your head, nigga. But my whole point is, okay, you can't be like, well, this 50th century German poet, we're dealing with a bunch of nigga shit right now. There is a vengeful bitch that's already married, I might add, that's mad that he said to this other bitch that she got a better body than her fucking girlfriend. And now because of that text message, she decided to get her fucking brother and his friends and her brother. I don't know if it's her blood brother or if they're just friends, because one of them said he's like, that's my brother's sister, so you know that's basically like my sister. I don't know. I don't know if they're like really friends or if one of them's in line to try to fuck later, but she doesn't want to let him. But she's like, oh yeah, whoop this nigga's ass for me. So there could be a lot of shit going on.
Now that was a simple sentence said many years ago.
No, freeze frame
but
on
that
the
simple
comb over.
sentence
Yeah.
perfectly encapsulates why.
It's a fierce fucking comb over. That man.
It's almost like there's an alien that went inside of his ear and caused his forehead to bulge out, and so it's like he's like,
you see how
I don't think
combed
they'll
over it
notice.
is?
Bruh. See, that's how I know that like you need to be making millions to do these hair transplants, or else homie here would have been done it by now.
Elon fucking Musk just all of a sudden regrew his fucking hairline.
Even Elon, because it's such a meticulous thing, you know. Such a meticulous thing.
Why this defendant right there, Travis Rudolph, is sitting in the chair that he's sitting in. He took it upon himself to take out a semi-automatic rifle-like weapon, pursue 4 boys that were leaving the area of his home, and as those boys were trying to leave the situation that had occurred minutes before, this defendant used that weapon and fired 39 times. 39 times into the car that they were in that was trying to leave. The facts and the evidence are going to be clear by the time you get back into
right
that
hand
room,
shaking?
that he was not on defense.
Or is that just
he
me?
was on offense. He was not under attack. He was on the attack, and that's exactly why
I can't see that.
he's in that chair.
With most of the evidence supporting the prosecution's theory, the defense found themselves in a difficult position. In their opening statement, they blamed Dominique for the chain of events leading up to Sebastian's death, calling her a woman scorned, driven by jealousy.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. The evidence is going to show that on April 6th of 2021, Dominique Jones, a woman scorned, set a series of events that ended in a tragedy and forced Travis Rudolph to act in self-defense. Her rage and jealousy set this entire thing in motion. That's what the evidence is going to show. Travis left his cell phone in his bedroom with Dominique, and he stepped outside. When he came back in, that's when all hell broke loose. Dominique went into his phone without his permission. She sneaked around, scrolled through his text messages, and saw that he had been talking with a woman named Kyla and some other women who were merely friends. But it set her off. She became infuriated.
I really wish that it would have included what she said. Like, she spoke with Kyla, saying that your body is much better than my girlfriend's. And that set her off. Like, bruh.
Enraged. She lost her mind. She became unhinged. What you're going to hear, though, ironically, is she was married throughout their entire relationship and never told this man this, sneaking behind her husband's back. She could not control her anger, her jealousy, her rage. She lost her mind. She took the cell phone, smashed it to the ground, and broke it, screaming, "I'm sending my brother over to kill you. I'm sending my brother over to kill you." She then picked up his PlayStation, which was in his room, dragged it to the living room, smashed it there as well, in a rage. She was out of control, whole time screaming, "I'm sending my brother over to kill you. I'm sending my brother over to kill you." They conspired and planned to go to Travis's house at midnight, several hours after this alleged slamming to the ground, to retaliate and to kill him, just as she ordered him to do. Keyshawn and his armed brothers were not noblemen. They weren't chivalrous. They didn't witness an attack on an innocent woman. They were vigilantes. They were 4 men who went there to retaliate and kill, just as they were ordered to do. We don't want to plunge you in the darkness. We want the lights on. We want the fag unfolded. That's what we want, and that's what you're going to hear from the defense. Travis Rudolph.
Did she say she wants the fag unfolded?
That's what I heard too.
Maybe it's supposed to be flag?
We don't want to plunge you in the darkness. We want the lights on. We want the fag unfolded.
She definitely said fag. Like a hard fag. I mean, this bitch is on our side. I mean, at least I'm on the side of the defense. What side are you on?
Nah, I'm probably on the side of the defense as well.
Yeah, it's pretty much simple. What about you, chat? What side are you guys on? What about you, YouTube listeners, viewers? What side are you guys on? Shit. Should have did the point earlier. Fuck! Alright. Anyway.
That's what we want, and that's what you're going to hear from the defense. Travis Rudolph acted in self-defense, and that is the truth. Thank you.
The 2 key witnesses brought to the stand were Dominique and Keyshawn. During their cross-examination, the defense focused on the series of messages that led up to the shooting. Both Dom and Keyshawn stated that the messages were a result of high-strung emotions and were clearly not meant to be taken literally.
On April 6th at 10:14 p.m., you write, "Travis is a dead man walking." Is that right?
Yes.
Why did you write that text message?
That's pretty much just hyperbole. I just wanted to, honestly, just calm my sister down, make her feel better, try to get her in a better headspace, but I didn't mean anything literal by that.
And if you didn't show up to the nigga's house with 4 men armed, then I could understand that. But you did, and that's why we're all here. Like, you understand, like, you know how ridiculous that sounds? If there wasn't actions behind your words? If it was like, you're just here because of text messages, nobody got shot up, there's nothing happened, then I can understand you being like, oh, it was just hyperbole, I don't even know why we're bringing this up right now. But nigga, you went to his house with armed, wait, what? Like, I don't know, bro. This is why this is ridiculous to me.
You are telling the jury that you did it because you were trying to calm your sister down. Is that right?
Yes. Honestly, I feel like I wasn't threatening him directly. So it wasn't to the point where I'm telling him, like, when I see him, it's like this. But I was just saying that to my sister to calm her down.
She then responds to you at 10:15. You wrote that at 10:14 p.m. She then responds to you at 10:15 to you and Tyler. Please go shoot his shit up. What was that?
Hyperbole as well. My sister is just, it was a lot of emotion. She was really angry. It was a lot of emotion between all of us.
Keyshawn explained that he, along with the others, went to Travis's home to speak with him, not to assault him. Keyshawn, who owns a gun, also highlighted that he did not bring his weapon that night, as he did not anticipate that the situation would become violent. The defense's goal was to discredit Dominique and Keyshawn. They argued that their actions contradicted their testimonies. For example, if Dominique thought her intentions were clear, then why did she delete her messages to Keyshawn?
I'm admitting that I did delete the messages, and I'm confessing that I did turn my phone into the police enforcement. It wasn't for the jury not to see.
You had a guilty conscience, did you not?
I still have a guilty conscience to this day, and I will say that to the jury, to everybody in here. Of course I do. I was 23, I was young, I was dumb. I made a very, very bad decision when I said those words, but it was never my intentions.
You deleted those text messages because you know that they were incriminating, right?
No. I deleted those text messages because it actually happened, and I was confused. And
what actually happened?
Travis shot at them. So I immediately thought in my head, they're gonna think this is I planned something. Like, that's immediately what I thought in my head.
I mean, bitch, because you planned something.
They're gonna think that
I planned something. Like, that's immediately what I thought in my head.
As for Keyshawn, if he didn't wish to inflict harm, why did he bring his friends with him to confront Travis? Also, why did the group park their vehicle around the corner when there was adequate parking directly outside of his house?
So why did you need three other men to go with you to have a chat?
I didn't need them.
But you brought them with you, right?
Yes.
Okay. You didn't say to them, whoa, never mind, guys. You know, I want to do this man to man. You guys all stay here. I've got this. I'm only going there to talk, right?
Exactly. No, I didn't say that.
You have testified that you know where he lived.
Yes.
So there was nothing preventing you from pulling up into his driveway or parking alongside the house, right?
Yes.
So why on earth would you park your vehicle the first time several blocks away from his house when there was nothing preventing you from parking at his house?
Honestly, if I'm being transparent, I didn't really want to give off any sort of aggression towards him. And again, this is not something I do often. So in this instance, you know that it looks wrong to do that. But at the time, it's like I don't go talk to people. I don't know that it's going to look like this. In hindsight, after the fact, we don't get shot at.
You see I didn't know it was gonna. I didn't know parking around the corner, coming with 4 niggas, 2 of them having guns. I didn't realize that would look like a hostile move, right? Until it went down, and then I realized, oh my God, this is a hostile move. After we were running away with our feet bloody from this nigga's brother's face, like, come on, bruh.
This doesn't happen. It doesn't look wrong. So in this instance, I didn't know at that point in time that it would even come to this. So
why didn't you call the police to make sure that this man was arrested for battery?
Because I felt like the situation was personal, and I knew him personally, so I felt like I could talk to him.
You could have gotten in that car and drove to his house and had a chat, right?
Yes.
You didn't do that.
No.
Right. Because you weren't there to talk. That's what you want this jury to believe, but that's not the truth. You were there to shoot him because that's what you were instructed to do. Right?
No.
Isn't that a fact that you guys immediately attacked him, never giving him a chance to do anything?
No.
Not only were the circumstances leading up to the shooting suspicious, but when examining the doorbell camera footage, it appeared that both Sebastian and Tyler were carrying weapons. The defense had hired John Marasini, a forensic pathologist, to examine Sebastian's autopsy photos. He concluded that based on Sebastian's hand position at the time of his death,
yeah, get like the forensic dude in here. I want the bald
here,
guy who can point
look,
at the suit. Yeah.
This is like the 3rd member of the David family. This is like fucking Larry David's fucking uncle. Like, look, bruh. You could tell that he knows what the fuck he's talking about. Look at his suit. You could tell it's an expensive suit. Still can't afford that fucking. He's at least he's going bald with dignity, not like that lawyer, just holding on to every fucking. Bad. Holding on. This shit is parted like the Red Sea, though.
Finger.
It's gonna be me.
Suggests of a trigger impression, but that's not nearly as important as what you begin to see here as a palmar surface of the hand has evidence of a little bit of bruising with some pattern to it. So, when we see this, we see that as further evidence of contact with the hand combined with the overall posture. We think of someone who was embracing a firearm on or about the time they were killed.
Do you have an opinion based on all your training and experience if the decedent's hand in the right hand in this photograph is consistent with holding a firearm prior to death or after death as well?
It's consistent with the embrace of firearm.
What was the last word before firearm?
Embrace of holding.
Embrace meaning holding.
Holding, yes.
To challenge Marasini's conclusion, the prosecution called Associate Medical Examiner Marlon Osborne to the stand. Marlon stated that it was impossible to determine what exactly Sebastian could have been holding.
So, this isn't fucking. This is Lavelle Crawford. Are you fucking kidding me? This isn't no fucking forensic pathologist or whatever he said he was.
Doctor, in terms of what you know, if anything, about the phrase death grip when it comes to your profession.
I believe it means that it's the positioning of the hand as if it was holding something when the person died. Unless someone tells me that they found a gun in his hand. He could have been holding something or nothing at all, and his hand's just that in position. Or he could.
This is the most condescending nigga that I've ever heard in my life.
I kind of believe him though, just like how he's giving off like
he's so condescending and unlikable. Just the way he said death grip was like, you're a fool if you believe in this death grip. Like, nigga, this is the most condescending nigga that has ever spoken. Listen.
I believe it means that it's the positioning of the hand as if it was holding something when the person died.
But doesn't the death grip kind of sound like bullshit to begin with?
But even the exasperation.
Like, yeah, like I can tell with the, I don't know.
Bruh.
I'm just saying, I kind of believe him. I kind of believe his exasperation.
Unless someone tells me that they found a gun in his hand. He could have been holding something or nothing at all when his hand's just that in position. Or he could have been holding a can of soda, cigarette lighter, cell phone. I have no idea.
To further the prosecution's argument, they called on Tyler Robinson to testify. Tyler said that there's no way Sebastian could have been holding a gun because he didn't own one. But on cross-examination, the defense picked Tyler apart for his several inconsistent statements throughout the investigation.
You always forget you have a gun in your pocket?
I don't carry a gun often enough to forget or remember where it is. It's not that regularly that it's just in my pocket anymore, so it's hard for me to answer that.
You're trying to convince everyone what's in Sebastian's pocket is not a gun. It was his phone, and that's why you're taking back what you previously said. Isn't that true, sir?
No, sir. You're trying to prove that what was in Sebastian's pocket was in fact a firearm when Sebastian doesn't even own a firearm, and I'm telling you it could have been his phone, his keys, his wallet, socks, and I'm telling you I don't know what the contents of Sebastian's pockets are. I don't perform cavity searches on my friends when we depart and arrive.
Tyler continued to be argumentative on the stand, so very little progress was made by either side. However, it was the defense's theory that the mystery surrounding who was carrying a gun that night fell on lead detective Emily Vanderlaan. This is because a thorough inspection was not completed at the site where Keyshawn's Cadillac was found. Even after Tyler had changed his story and admitted that the firearm found near Travis's house did in fact belong to him. The investigation she conducted was so flawed that she hadn't even held a formal interview with Keyshawn regarding the text message he sent calling Travis a dead man walking. It was now the defense's turn to bring their witnesses to the stand. They started with Daryl, who stated that Travis acted in self-defense as they feared for their lives.
What happens next?
They was fiercely assaulting Travis, and then,
what were they doing to him?
Basically punching him, they're trying to kill him, basically. They were trying to kill him. So I try to, jump in to try to get these guys off of my brother. Then now I'm being fiercely assaulted as well. Like, they didn't care. They came over to kill.
Did you ever see anybody with any firearms?
Yes, sir.
Where did that happen?
That happened on the side of my house, on the grass area by the garage.
So after the attack at the front door?
Yes, sir.
Tell us what happened there, if the best you remember.
So I'm literally like on the ground being pounded and fiercely assaulted. I see this firearm from Tyler Robinson. He points his gun at my head, saying, you gonna die today. You gonna die today.
Following Daryl's testimony, it was finally time to hear from the man himself, Travis. Travis stuck to his initial story, stating that Tyler pulled a gun on him and his brother first. In a panic, he ran inside, grabbed his assault rifle, and defended himself.
I heard this loud banging, like constant banging, as if someone was like really trying to get your attention.
What happened next?
I remember my brother was the first one. He like darted to the door, like without any hesitation. Like he just went to the door.
Could you hear what anyone was saying before you went outside?
The only thing I could hear them saying, like, "Where's Travis?"
That's it?
Yes, that's it. Literally, I walk outside, and I was going to approach Keyshawn, and I was going to say, I said, "What's up?" But before I even get the up part, the guy with the shirt off with the tattoos, he had sucker punched me in my left eye. And
know him at all?
No, that was my first time ever seeing him. Yes.
You never met him, to your knowledge?
No.
How does he hit you?
He hit me as if he was trying to knock me out.
Very hard.
Yes.
You see the hit coming or the punch coming?
No, he caught me off guard. They started like jumping me to, basically they're coming from my right. So Tyler hit me from my left, and they started jumping me from my right.
Did you see any weapons at this point? Any guns?
No, not at this point.
How were they fighting with you?
They was like trying to hurt us really bad, like trying to kill us. I took it as they was trying to kill us. They kicking us, punching us. I got choked one time, everything.
Okay. And were they saying anything to you during this battle?
Yes, they said, we on demon time. Y'all gonna die today.
And what did that mean to you, demon time? You know about that?
Like, they basically, like, they don't, excuse my language to jurors, but they basically saying that I don't give a fuck about nothing. I'm coming to handle my business.
Is that a new term, demon time?
Yes.
So Tyler pulls the gun. Do you remember which pocket he pulls it, or no?
From his right pocket.
Does he point it, or you don't even see him point it?
I don't see him pointing because, like I said, at that time, as soon as I see him, pull his firearm, I reacted and I went inside my house. Like, I ran to my house. Yes.
Was it a matter of life and death even before that, in your opinion?
Most definitely.
So you run in the house, right?
Correct.
What do you do then?
That's when I came outside and I slipped, like you guys seen in the video. And I noticed Tyler was near my mom, so I approached Tyler.
Start shooting?
No.
Do you have any problems loading the gun?
No.
Pulling the slide back?
No.
Was it already in the ready position?
Yes, it was already one in the chamber.
Just like you have your handgun too?
Correct.
Okay. Is that the way you were trained?
Yes.
Tell the jury what you see. What do you actually see when you look down the block too?
When I was looking down the block, I seen two men jumping my brother, punching on him, kicking him. I mean, he's defending himself to the best of his ability, but I mean, I'm afraid for my brother at that point. So.
You shoot at the guys?
No.
Why not?
Because my brother's in that direction as well. So, I mean, like I said, I didn't want to shoot anyone that night, honestly.
Did you start shooting before you saw Tyler with a gun?
No.
So my thing is, I feel like we're about to get to it now, but I'm like, what triggered the actual firing, right? Like, what did he see that made him shoot? And I think it just said he saw Tyler with the gun. That's what made him start shooting. You know?
That sounds like the case, yeah.
Did you see anyone else with a gun?
Yes. Sebastian.
And where was his gun?
It was pointing through the front windshield.
And where was it pointed at?
It was pointing in me and my brother's direction.
Did you give him a chance to shoot you?
No.
You know if either one of them took a shot off?
No, I don't know. Not to my knowledge.
So why did you shoot first?
Because, I mean, if I wait for them to shoot, that's the matter of seconds, and it could be me and my brother's life just gone like that.
Did you feel that your brother's life was in danger of being taken away?
Most definitely. Not only my brother, mine as well, too.
Any doubt about that in your mind?
No doubt.
You want to shoot anyone?
No, I didn't.
Following Travis's testimony, it was time for the closing arguments. The prosecution reiterated the idea that murder begins where self-defense ends. They criticized Travis for firing 39 bullets at a group of men, despite them fleeing the vicinity of his household. They argued that he intentionally started and continued the violence, and therefore he should be deemed guilty of his charges.
How did he intentionally start anything?
Can you pursue people who you might think started it? Can you pursue them even as they're running away and driving away and shoot them and kill them dead? The answer is a resounding no. Bring back a verdict of guilty each count. Thank you so much.
Oh, really?
Afterwards, it was the defense's turn. The defense said
Did you see that bitch try to go with the resounding no? When you have nothing to stand on, you just fucking... You know how they say when you have the facts, you fucking hammer the facts? When you have the fucking... it's when you have the facts, you hammer the facts. When you have the morality, you hammer morality. And when you have nothing, you hammer the table. That bitch was hammering the table, bro. That bitch was hammering the table hard. I think it's morality. It might not be morality. I gotta look up that quote.
The prosecution avoided responding to important information during their closing argument, including specific witness testimonies and Detective Vanderlaan's mishandling of the investigation.
Great argument by opposing counsel, but Forgot to talk to you about the facts of the case, about what the witnesses said, about Detective Vandal and her lack of investigation. I didn't know any better. I was watching an episode of The Sopranos. Just the names changed. Somebody disrespected a mobster's daughter, and they went to go whack him.
They concluded by driving home the argument that Travis was in fact acting in self-defense, and that the lack of evidence shown to the jury was enough to provide reasonable doubt.
But in this case here, the only question you're asked is, really, was he acting in self-defense? Did they prove he was not? And I submit there's no possible way you can say yes, beyond all reasonable doubt in your heart of hearts, that he was not. And if you all agree on that, the case is over. You don't go to first, second, manslaughter, because he's not guilty of a crime at all. He's not. Maybe he's not good enough. Possibly he's not good enough. It's not. It should be a quick verdict because you don't have the evidence. You'll never have the evidence, and you all know why now. Thank you very much.
All right, what do you think? Guilty or not guilty? Right now.
Not guilty.
You think they're coming in not guilty? Why?
Yeah, because it's a cogent argument. It's specifically what he just said there at the end. They don't have the evidence to find him guilty.
Okay.
As the closing arguments wrapped up, it was now time for the jury to deliberate. On June 7th, 2023, after doing a thorough review of the evidence, a verdict was reached in just 4 hours.
Defendant. Verdict. We, the jury, find as follows. As to count 1, we find the defendant not guilty. As to count 2, we find the defendant not guilty. As to count 3, we find the defendant not guilty. As to count 4, we find the defendant not guilty. So say we all, the 7th day of June, 2023, West Palm Beach, County, Florida.
To this day, no other people involved in this case were ever charged. This sparked several online petitions demanding justice to be served, like this one.
Seriously.
I feel like the young lady should be held responsible because she sent them over there. Had she not sent them over there, the young man would still be alive. Thank you.
Or this one. Emily Vanderlaan would ultimately resign from her position as lead detective for the West Palm Beach Sheriff's Office. As for Travis, in October of 2023, 4 months after being acquitted, he signed with the Orlando Guardians, a minor league football team which is part of the XFL.
Travis
On
is
December
coming back.
31st of that year, the XFL merged with the USFL to create the UFL, and Travis was left unclaimed in the dispersal draft. On May 6th, 2024, Travis was set to continue his CFL journey with the Edmonton Elks,
All right, we got him
but
back.
he was released after 2 months.
Damn.
At the moment,
God
it seems
damn.
like Travis is now SOL. But if there is one thing that we can take away from Travis's story, it's that no matter how deep of a valley you may find yourself in, another mountaintop may be right around the corner.
What does this mean for your football career? What are your plans there?
I'm gonna reach out to my agent, and God's willing, I'll still be able to play football. So definitely plan on getting back to football.
CFL.
God is not willing at all.
You
But yeah.
get one. You get one.
They're like, damn, bro, like you. I feel like a lot of this is like you really can choose. Like choosing the woman in your life really has a lot of consequences. The woman who gets that close to you, because they can and will destroy you with the fucking flip of a hat or the turn of a dial. But
press of a button.
That was the Travis Rudolph story. A story of self-defense, a story of a scorned lover, the story of a man who was a football player, who is not a football player anymore. He's free. He's not a football player anymore, though. This nigga needs to go, What did he go to college for? I don't know. Do that. Maybe accounting. Maybe you could just be a buff accountant. But yeah, that was the Travis Rudolph story, you guys. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, little notification bell. Thank you, Smullies, for joining me.
No problem.
I've been Herbal, and I will see you on the next video.